before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you further clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope will show up for you, and your moon sign horoscope will present the less prominent side story that will also be occurring, usually closer to home. You can find any video you are looking for by checking out the playlist menu on my main channel page. Horoscopes serve best when viewed like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over the outcome of any occurrence with your thoughts, emotions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. And if you would like to schedule any of my services or leave a tip or donation, you can do so at my website, integrativemysticism.com, or follow the links in the down bar below. It got chilly. All right, Leo, it's time to have a look and see what the most prominent themes and energies influencing all areas of your life this week are. And so if we look ahead here, we see the Page of Pentacles, or the Seeker of Crystals, the Page of Wands, or the Seeker of Flames, the Eight of Wands, or the Eight of Flames, and the Knight of Swords, or the Knight of Orbs. And remember, we're working with the Syrian Starseed Tarot deck. And okay, so this week, there's going to be some kind of return, a positive return on quite a few action steps that you've taken where, again, there's material positive reinforcement coming your way in the form of sort of like, abundant affirmation. We're seeing something actually start to hit pay dirt. And when I say action steps you've taken, I'm talking about things that maybe you've got going on, things that you've already taken certain steps in order to start stimulating or start shifting, as far as, maybe looking for places you want to maybe put a lot of your work, a lot of your efforts, or maybe if you've been trying to put yourself out there to be seen, be more visible. This is definitely a great sign for those of you that are looking to take on some kind of new role, some kind of new living situation, or even if you are doing something to attract a different type of attention to yourself. That's the heater turning on. And when we see a return on action steps you've taken, it's really important to pay attention to that, right? Because this is basically showing us that even the little steps, the little micro movements that we might, be taking, however small they are, even if it's something as simple as putting it in a planner, is still going to be showing an affirmative return. And so, when we talk about things like even applications, inquiries and whatnot, you're going to start to actually see the material feedback show up this week. And we've also got an invitation or a proposition for a mutually enhancing partnership. If it's not a partnership, it may be an arrangement, but it will require you, it's going to require you to set aside time to incorporate it into your life. I'm seeing that this is not something that, how to phrase it? This is not something that you can take on and then be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Now, I'm not saying that you have to throw everything at it, right? I'm not saying that you have to throw the kitchen sink at this opportunity. But this is going to require more commitment from you than, say, a micro movement, as we were talking about before. Now, this could be something that is, again, when we talk about a mutually enhancing arrangement, mutually enhancing alliance, now we're talking about an opportunity to really get involved in an undertaking or a venture that is going to be supplying you with either the resources or the space, or maybe even, yes, the connections in order to actually start turning a page when it comes to how things are going in your life. But you're gonna, again, you can't say, yes, I will take this up. Yes, I will take up these invitations, and then not adjust anything about the way that you're actually going about your life, right? It's opportunity knocks, but it doesn't kick your door in and drag you out to the car. So it's important to know when it's necessary to, negotiate what works for you. Obviously, we're going to work on finding something that works in the highest interest of all concerned, but you've got to take it a bit more seriously when this comes through. We've also got many slow and steady or even private or discreet communications, projects, and pursuits that you've got going on, accelerating ahead of schedule, maybe even ahead of estimations and calculations that you have been planning with, that you've been studying with. You're noticing things are actually picking up speed faster than they have for those who have maybe been operating in a similar way as you. Now, this could be speeding up developments in relationships, speeding up developments in a work, in work progress, or maybe even speeding up developments in a transfer or the evolution of something you're getting off the ground for yourself, a move. It doesn't matter, but I do want to stress that this could be catching you a little bit off guard, a little bit, by surprise. And if you haven't noticed, there's kind of a theme of positive events catching you by surprise this week. And you want to make sure that even though it's going ahead of your calculations, your estimations, that if you can lean in a little bit, while also, of course, making sure there's adjustments that are fair to you, it might be worth exploring. But it is important to also understand, sometimes your calculations, even if they were correct, are not applicable. And that's definitely where a big part of this is going. Sometimes we use estimations, we use statistics as sort of, the baby blanket, right? To feel better, to feel more reinforced about where we're going. And then suddenly when magic decides to take over technology, well, that's where you count your blessings and you decide you're going to actually explore a little deeper. And I highly recommend that. So, always remember, you can keep the blanket in the backpack, but you got to keep walking. We've also got assistance. We've got help coming your way. There are going to be a couple of people. I'm not sure if this is one person. One is standing out. We're just going to say one. One for now, and maybe they've got a friend themselves. But there will be somebody, offering to assist you with handling present and recent developments that are getting offered. So there's going to be somebody, helping you out, helping you to organize all of this and get it to the best it's going to be, in a way where this is going to help you actually refine a lot of what you've had going on, refine a lot of what you've continued to carry on, or refine a lot of projects or a lot of your norms in order to better fit them. And so if this is not a week to keep it all to yourself, all right? Let that help come your way as well. And you're going to find that this is going to help refine everything, again, so that the relationship developments are not happening too quickly, to be comfortable, or things are not happening too quickly at work, to be manageable, all of that good stuff. So that's what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it, Leo. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's Integrative Mysticism.